October 7th anniversary, escalation risk and global extremism. October 7th, 2025, marks the anniversary of the brutal Hamas attack on Israel that triggered the current, protracted conflict. 1 year later, the war remains unresolved. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza has reached catastrophic levels, and the geopolitical risks are surging globally. Security analysts warn that the period around this anniversary is a high-risk flashpoint, expected to coincide with intensified extremist propaganda and a heightened threat of attacks against Western and Israeli interests worldwide. The humanitarian catastrophe and diplomatic deadlock. Human toll in the region is staggering. The death toll in Gaza has surpassed 66,000 Palestinians, with over 160,000 injured, and famine declared in parts of the territory. While a US-led ceasefire proposal is on the table, it is met with deep skepticism. Palestinian armed groups are pressured to release the remaining hostages, while Israel continues its offensive in Gaza City. The diplomatic solution is complicated by a deep political divide, leaving the humanitarian situation to worsen daily. The surge in global terrorism. Threat security assessments indicate that the global terrorism threat remains highly elevated, driven by the ongoing conflict. Al-Qaeda and its affiliates are expected to use the anniversary as a rallying point, increasing calls for attacks against the US, Israel, and other Western countries. This threat is amplified by the persistent rise in lone actor terrorism, where individuals are rapidly radicalized by online propaganda and highly susceptible to using international events to justify violence. The threat from Iran's proxies. Conflict has expanded into a seven-front war involving Iran and its network of proxies. Analysts cite the daily skirmishes along the Israel-Lebanon border and the continued Houthi attacks on commercial shipping in the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden as evidence of a high-risk escalation path. The risk of a broader regional war has increased significantly, particularly following Israel's recent operations in Lebanon, making any miscalculation in the anniversary period potentially catastrophic. Online radicalization and the youth factor. The spread of extremism is increasingly moving into new digital spaces. Counterterrorism agencies warn that radicalization is now heavily facilitated through encrypted messaging platforms and even online games, with children and teenagers being prime targets. This shift to online recruitment and mobilization shortens the timeline for radicalization, creating an immense challenge for intelligence agencies attempting to track and neutralize these evolving, decentralized threats. The challenge to US and Western stability. The Homeland Threat Assessment reports that the US critical infrastructure remains a high-value target for foreign adversaries, often motivated by international conflicts. The anniversary will likely prompt a surge in physical and cyber attacks against US-linked entities. Furthermore, the political and social polarization within Western nations is exacerbated by the conflict, with escalating anti-Semitic and Islamophobic hate crimes serving as a constant reminder of the war's destabilizing influence far beyond the region itself. Conclusion. As the 2-year mark of the war approaches, the emotional resonance of the October 7th anniversary serves as a massive amplifier for global risk. The world remains on a perilous knife edge, requiring extreme vigilance not only in military strategy and diplomacy, but also in confronting the rising tide of online extremism and societal division. If you enjoyed this deep dive, follow and subscribe the channel for more videos like this.